Well, g'day, and welcome to another episode of Kiwi Car Life, and today is very exciting because it's all about the latest Civic Type R. So let's crack on, shall we? So first, let's talk about the changes that Honda's made to this car. So the first notable one is on the outside. We now have new front and rear bumpers and this new Boost blue color. The next notable change comes on the inside here. It now has a new shift knob, which feels absolutely fantastic, and a new Alcantara steering wheel here. A minor change comes with the infotainment system. Now it has a physical volume knob and physical buttons as opposed to the touch buttons in the old car. And then there are two final changes. The first one is now they've introduced a Log R app, which allows you to track race times and record your G's and all that kind of stuff. Now the final change is a bit of a controversial one, I have to admit. Honda has finally succumbed and added active sound into the Type R. So if I put my foot down in comfort mode, sounds like it did before. Now if I put my foot down in plus R mode, you hear the active sound. And it's quite noticeable, I have to admit. Okay, so next let's talk about how my opinions of this car have changed. When I reviewed the Pre-Facelift FK8 Civic Type R, I liked it, but I wouldn't say that I loved it. And I had four main reasons for that. The first one was that I thought it just looked a bit outrageous, you know, with the fake vents and the fake carbon fiber and the huge wing on the back and all the weird accents everywhere and so on. I mean, I know Type Rs are supposed to be kind of boy racery, but I feel like it was just a little bit too much. Second of all, believe it or not, I felt like it had just a little bit too much power, to the point where you just felt like you couldn't really use it on the street. You floor it, the boost kicks in, and you're like, yeah, let's go, and then you look down and you're like, oh my goodness, I am doing a substantial speed that I don't really feel like saying. My third complaint with it was that I felt like it had a bit too much spec, and this kind of ties in with my fourth point as well, where Type Rs of old, they were always simple, basic cars that just fundamentally were the joy of everything about cars. They had a lovely, naturally aspirated, high-revving engine, a fantastic 6-speed gearbox, and nothing else. That was basically it. My final point was that I felt like it was a bit too expensive, and that one just kind of explains itself, really. Have my opinions changed? Yes, they have. First of all, the looks. Yes, it looks outrageous, but who cares? It's a Type R. And they have done some things to fix a few of the issues that I had with the previous design. First of all, there's no more fake vents. Sure, the spoiler's still massive and it still has fake carbon fiber everywhere, but hey, it's a Type R. That's kind of the point of it, isn't it? Next point, power. And really, can you ever have too much power? Probably, but I can say with confidence that this car is a rocket ship. Like, I'm speechless at the speed of this car. It is absolutely insane. There's that active sound again. And the handling is, oh my goodness. The handling is incredible on this car. Third point, spec. I still feel like it has just a bit too much in here, and stuff you don't really need. And all it means is that it drives the price up and sort of takes it out of the price range of the people who want this car, i.e. people like me. But in a way, if you see past the cost, it really does represent fantastic value for money. And to be able to say that you own pretty much the fastest front-wheel drive car in the world for only 60 grand if you see it that way, it does represent fantastic value for money. And the spec really just comes as a bonus in that regard, where you're like, wow, I'm getting a car with this level of performance, and it has auto lights and wipers, it's got a digital gauge cluster with all sorts of readouts and things that it can show you in there, it's got adaptive cruise, buttons for all your Apple CarPlay, Bluetooth, whatever down here, different drive modes, electric park brake. You know, I could go on. If you got 60 odd grand lying around and you're looking for the perfect car, look no further, is all I can say. Well, there you go. Thank you very much for watching this episode of Kiwi Car Life, and I will look forward to seeing you again next time.